Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your January through June 2024 tarot forecast. I'm a little bit hoarse, so forgive me for that. I forgot to put my ring on. So, um, the way that we do these readings, sorry, we get situated. The way that we do these readings is I have all of the major arcana here in one deck, and I also have the 4 aces, and we're going to get an overlying theme from January to June, and then we'll go back through each month and clarify with a second deck of tarot. So the first 6 months of 2024, we have Pluto ingressing Aquarius in January for the second time. That's going to bring a lot of transmutation and alchemy when it comes to the internet, when it comes to just humanity in general. Like, things got to change, you guys. Like, I don't know if you've noticed. You probably have. But having Pluto in Capricorn for the last, it's going to be 15 years, 19 years, something like that, since 2008. And it'll be moving out for good in 2005. So it's like having Pluto and, with all of your Capricorn placements, it has probably been quite the frustration, I'm sure. So let's see what's going on for you guys for this first 6 months. We have the moon in January. We have the Strength card for February. We have the Ace of Swords for March. Justice for April. And Ace of Wands for May. And June is the World. So I feel like you're wrapping some things up because you have some new things that are coming in. I'm not really sure that you recognize this though. But I feel like you're wrapping some things up in these first 6 months. This feels like maybe a cycle cleanse, I want to say. I want to call it a cycle cleanse or a cycle. It just feels like there's a cycle that's ending for you more than anything. With the moon in January, there's a lot of faith involved when it comes to the moon and some of those things. Hold on 1 second for me, Capricorn. I'm going to pause this really quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So with the moon, I feel like there's a little bit of faith that you're going to need to have for yourself as you're coming in. Some faith and some resilience. So let's just get started and take a look at, we'll talk about some of the astrology as we go along, if I remember to. So we have the moon in January, and the moon is a very nurturing aspect of tarot, but we also, with the moon, we are moving through the darkest part of the day. There's a fire sign. I feel like you're really, really super close with this fire sign. I almost want to say that there's like, you're not really sure what's going on with this person, but I feel like there's some grounding. Might even feel like you're being ignored a little bit from this person. So we have the Queen of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. And we have the Six of Cups. So it feels like you might, because the Four of Cups in like regular tarot, the Four of Cups often represents like feeling ignored or not really being paid attention to or not paying attention. So you may not be paying attention to this person. In this deck, it feels very grounded. Like, I am surrounding myself. I feel like you have a lot of emotions for this person. I feel like you're kind of surrounding yourself with emotions for this person. Let's see. There's also a water sign here. as well. Oh, I think you might be the water sign. I do. I feel like you're kind of swimming in your emotions in January. The Magician came out on the Queen of Wands. So this could be a Sagittarius energy with that Magician there. Could also be an Aries or a Leo too. But more than anything, I feel like you really want to have this person in your life. I feel like you're trying to manifest this person into your life. And I feel like you're really super emotional about it. With the Queen of Cups, this sort of feels like your energy right now, Capricorn. It feels very emotional. And I don't blame you because Pluto is at the final 29th degree of right now, in Capricorn, and Pluto will be moving into Aquarius and getting off of all of your Capricorn planets. So then we have the Four of Swords with the Six of Cups. So there's some kind of healing, especially since we have two fours here. There's like a pause and a healing that's being asked of you in January in a big way. So that Four of Swords is like the minor arcana of the Hanged Man for me. Cutting ties with the idea of the way things used to look and looking at them in a different perspective while also healing yourself, because that's going to help you heal, is by looking at things in a different perspective. You're meditating and you're healing in that way. For February, we have the Strength card. So there's this resiliency that comes along with the Strength card. And there's also a taming of the demons. And I feel like there's some boundaries for yourself. You can give other people boundaries all you want, Capricorn. You can do that. But at the end of the day, this feels very much like it's about giving yourself boundaries so that you don't place yourself into situations that are going to ruin you, that are going to take you out of character. Let's say that way, right? Don't put yourself into situations with people, places, or things that are going to take you out of character. So we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Strength card here, this feels very much like there is a taming of the demons, giving yourself boundaries to tame some demons, because you have some ideas that you have some seeds that you want to plant, Capricorn, and some ideas that you have for the future coming up. And I think the only reason why there's that arguing aspect that's happening, because that Five of Wands can come from feeling lack. And oftentimes that lack can be confusion. So there are cycles that need to be closed. Some of these cycles are for yourself when it comes to the belief systems that you're currently holding for yourself and holding for others. But we have the World on the Seven of Wands. I feel like the World on the Seven of Wands is reminding you of how far you've come with protecting yourself. Like, I feel like this is like, I kind of feel like Source in the universe is looking at you and saying, you have come full circle. You have allowed yourself to protect yourself to a certain point where you've come full circle. And the only thing that you're really fighting with at this point is yourself, right? When Capricorns are confused, Seven of Cups, they're kind of cranky. When Capricorns get confused, they can get very cranky and, just grumpus. So that Seven of Cups is what's triggering you to feel the lack mentality. Because I think the Five of Wands, whether you're arguing with yourself or you're having petty arguments with other people, that Five of Wands comes from that lack of feeling safe. So there's like this fear and you just want to conquer the fear, right? You're resisting and fighting against it. Knight of Wands on the Seven of Pentacles. If you don't know quite yet what it is that you want to plant for the future, what seeds you want to see growing in your future, if you're not quite sure what you want with that yet, that's okay, right? I think that the biggest thing right now, is for you to find that focus. And in a lot of ways, that means the willpower for you to wrap up some cycles on not placing yourself in certain circumstances and situationships, if you will, it's helping you to become more resilient. In March, we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the sword of knowledge. It's the gift of knowledge. So you may be finding something out in March. You may be having some aha moments. This knowledge may also come just from like meditation, like meditative times. But I feel like you hear something. I feel like there's some kind of knowledge that happens, that is showing you that it's time for you to create a new foundation for yourself. And I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it feels like something where you're having to be more independent. You're having to be more, with the Nine of Pentacles, it's really about you having to be more independent. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, and then we also have the Tower. And the Three of Pentacles is building a new foundation with people that, are into building that new foundation with you. And then the Tower, of course, is the foundation that's crumbling, right? So I feel like kind of simultaneously, there's something that's going to be happening. Now, remember that the sword of knowledge is double-edged, right? It can say words that can hurt you, and it can say words that can heal you. It can harm you and it can heal you. It can stab you, or it can, heal. I mean, it's just, it can find justice or it can find mercy for you. And there's a lot of that going on in the first 6 months for everybody, for all the signs. There's a lot of needing to rebuild some foundation that is not as sturdy as it needs to be for your next part of the journey needs to come down. So let's clarify. Nine of Pentacles. And I think that you worked so hard to build this foundation, and now you're like, oh crap, it's supposed to look different from this. And maybe you're not like, oh crap, but maybe you are. I feel like you are carrying this really heavy load that you feel like you have to do all of this on your own too, that you have to be really independent about all of this. And like ultra independence is not where we want to go. Yes, we want to be independent. We don't want to be codependent on people, but we also want to remember that we can depend on people. Like there are people in this world that are dependable. I know that's a shock. I know it's shocking. But there really are people in this world that are dependable. So 10 of Wands on the Nine of Pentacles. I think the you doing it alone is the heavy weight that you're feeling. I think that the feeling of doing it alone is sort of what's weighing down on you. And the 10 of Wands is saying that you're coming to the end of that. So allowing yourself to stay present. One thing that I've recognized and learned in my life, that the more that I'm willing to stay present and to stop thinking about the things that are happening in the future, the more that I'm willing to stay present, it's not as hard for things to get accomplished. It's not as hard for things to happen in my life now, the more that I'm staying present. And that's what this Ace of Pentacles the Ace of Cups on the Three of Pentacles is asking of you to do, is stay present. March is about, you have the Ace of Cups with the Ace of Swords, right? This is about self-care. This is about love. This is about pouring all of your affection into building your future and recognizing that you don't have to do it alone, but that may look different than what you think it looks like. right? You're building a whole new foundation from what fell. And the Eight of Pentacles, I love that you got the Eight of Pentacles on the tower, because the Eight of Pentacles is about not skipping the steps. And one of those things about not skipping the steps is showing up for yourself and trusting yourself in the present moment that you can do this, and to stop thinking about what the future is going to look like. Because it's great to dream about the future. It's wonderful to dream about the future. But if you're always living for the future and you're not living for what's happening to you right now, you are not present and you're not aligned to the journey. It's great to be prepared and to be proactive, but there is a point in everybody's life when we have to take a step back from the future and say, I am going to work for today, because today is all I have left. Sometimes that's true. Justice for April. April is solar eclipse season. Actually, April is all of eclipse season. Sorry, not just the solar eclipse, but I brought up the solar eclipse because it's in Aries, and the opposite, the lunar eclipse, will be, I believe it's in Libra. I would have to look at my notebook, but eclipse season is in April, and the solar eclipse in Aries is going to be a little bit scary, I think, because of the Chiron is going to be. So there are definitely some things that we're getting rid of for the first eclipse season of the year. Oh, wow. Okay. Some of you are some of you are feeling really betrayed, and if you're married, you're looking to get divorced. Don't shoot the messenger when I say this. Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords and the Devil. There you are, right there. And we have Justice here, and Saturn is exalted in Libra as well, and Justice represents Libra. Five of Swords, and some of you feel really betrayed. Some of you feel like in April there is a massive betrayal that happens. Some of you have been betraying yourselves by staying in a situation that's not good for you, and it's been toxic for a really long time, but you've been pretending that it's not. Don't shoot the messenger. Five of Swords. This also feels like a lot of paranoia. And I got to tell you guys that if you're paranoid about something, I want you to listen to that. Like, I don't want you to ignore your paranoia. A lot of times, being paranoid is your intuition screaming at you to pay attention to something. And sometimes when you're being paranoid, it's because the other person has given you reasons to be paranoid. Or the situation that you're in has given you reasons to be paranoid. So let's see. Five of Swords. And I think you're really done with it. Like, I don't think that you want to feel the kind of hurt that you felt in the past anymore. This might be with a Libra energy, or it might have to do with legal things or divorce. Might even, yeah, like I almost want to say that some of you are like obtaining a lawyer in April. Some of you are just like, you don't want to deal with your boss anymore. And some of you are just feeling really betrayed by a Libra energy in a big way. I want to say any air sign, but Libra is screaming. So 10 of Wands on the Five of Swords. So the heavy weight of you having, again, you guys are carrying everything on your shoulders. A friend of mine who's a dear Capricorn, she's a Capricorn sun, and she said it this way. She's like, Capricorns, they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders from the day that they're born. And you don't have to do that, Capricorn. You just don't. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I know that sometimes it feels like you do. But that 10 of Wands is telling me that it's time for you to stop second guessing your own logical intuition. So we have that third eye intuition, and we have that gut intuition. And so the more that we have that logical and that gut intuition, we need to be able to say, wait a second, right? Something's not right. By the way, Love equals freedom. My beautiful Capricorn Mercury boyfriend made this sweatshirt. Love equals freedom. It's on the Love and Science shop and the Wildlife Paradise Foundation.org shop. All of that is in the description box below. But yeah, my sweat, I forgot to bring it up in the beginning, but love equals freedom. I love this sweatshirt. It's so comfortable. King of Swords. And I mean, feel like it's a perfect time to say love equals freedom for you guys, like right in the middle of your reading. So the King of Swords on the Seven of Swords. So I feel like you've been betrayed by an air sign. Or there's some kind of legal battle that you're in the middle of. I do think that you're going to positively see that the legal battle is going to be over with by March. I don't want you to beat yourself up through April. Sorry, I said March, didn't I? I meant April. We don't want you to beat yourself up through April because of this air. A lot of times Capricorns will beat themselves up for things that other people do to them, and you don't have to do that to yourself. There's some kind of balance that's coming out of April. It doesn't feel comfortable though. It feels like you have to be moved in order to find some kind of balance back into your life. And then you get this really great opportunity, passionate opportunity. Something really big is coming to you in May with the Ace of Wands as an overall theme. And this feels like you're moving from rough waters into more calmer waters, like that kind of territory. With the Six of Swords being the first one that comes out. Okay. Oh, this is an opportunity for you to rest. Because for a Capricorn, that this is like you being able to rest and you being able to find a little bit of like peace within. That's wild. That's a wild and crazy night for you. Woo! Let's all go crazy. Six of Swords. So this is May. Six of Swords. We have the Hanged Man, and we also have the Four of Cups. So I want you to use May as the opportunity to get a little bit of peace and to get a little bit of perspective and to be able to see like, wow, everything is starting to calm down a little bit. Because I feel like after March and April, I sort of feel like you're going kind of crazy. And so really focusing on yourself and giving yourself some time to transmute that negative energy. That's exactly what I wanted to say as the Death card came out. I want you to transmute that negative energy into something more positive. I feel like that's what the Ace of Wands is. The Ace of Cups on the Six of Swords. So change like this, the Six of Swords it's the thought process, right? Swords are our thoughts. So we're moving from we're evening things out. We're calming things out. The storm with that Ace of Cups, you're filling up your own well. And the first 6 months of the year is for you to pay attention to what you are trying to tell yourself. What is your higher self? What is your soul? What is that part inside of you that's deep down that you know you can trust even though it's hard to? What is it trying to tell you? The Page of Wands on the Hanged Man. I think that having a little stillness in your life will bring a lot of clarity. And then we have the Death card on the Four of Cups. So this feels like an opportunity for you to kind of take a seat and transmute some of that negative energy into more positive energy for yourself. That's what the Death card is. You could be dealing with a Scorpio energy, or you could just have some prominent Scorpio in your chart as well. But May is about being centered, 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 centered. There's so many cards here saying get yourself centered. And I think that that Ace of Wands is going to reveal itself the more centered you are. And then we have the World in June. So we're wrapping it up. We're taking some time to wrap up the year, or wrap up the first half of the year. And you may find yourself a little bit emotional during this time. There is the Empress. We have the Three of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. For some of you, this has to do with your mom, and you're getting a little emotional about either a water sign or you're getting really emotional about your mom. You could, again, be the water sign. You could have some water in your chart and be the water sign as well. But with that Three of Swords, it feels like whatever cycle is closing right now, it's ready to heal. Because I feel like with this Three of Swords, it's about taking the swords out and really patching those wounds up once and for all. Okay? Let's look at the Empress. Ooh, yes, there's that air energy again. Okay. And really, with that, this is exactly what I meant. So there could be a water sign where you're feeling some kind of connection to, like a really close connection to. But I have the King of Swords on the Empress. The Empress is creation. She is life itself. And so there may be something with this air sign that is like it was like once it was like really nurturing for you. It was like a really creative, open aspect of your life. And I feel like you're grieving that, but you're also healing it at the same time with the Ten of Cups on the Three of Swords. Remember I said, we're taking those knives out and we're stitching up all of those wounds and we're healing them once and for all. We're not just slapping a Band-Aid on them. We're going to heal it once and for all. And then we have the Two of Cups on the King of Cups. I want to say that Two of Cups feels more like a soulmate energy. It could be romantic. It could just be a friendship. Soulmates are everywhere. Soulmates are all over the world for us. So could be romantic, could just be an energetic energy where you feel like you're coming together with someone. But I feel like you're closing one cycle of pain so that you can open up another cycle of love and acceptance and freedom. Okay? I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful January through June, first 6 months of the year. Take really good care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.